guys, welcome back to Elk Ridge Outdoors. Hopefully you survived the quote-unquote intro video and didn't get put to sleep. But anyway, so as I promised, here's going to be our quote-unquote unboxing video for the black powder pistol I was talking about. And this is something I've not really messed with a whole lot. And it's something kind of new to me. It's not new technology by no means. New to me, but it's very, very interesting. And the reason I guess I'm so interested in it is simply because, you know, it's in each and every one of our heritage. I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you're from California. I don't care if you're from Connecticut. I don't care if you're from Canada, Spain, Italy. It don't matter. Wherever you're from, this was how firearms were made then. This is how they were shot then. You know, this was advanced technology. What I'm fixing to show you is, I mean, ancient to us, but to them and at the time, this was top of the line, the best you could offer. Now, obviously, what I'm gonna show you is a quote-unquote reproduction. This is not a authentic black powder pistol. It is a reproduction, but still serves the same purpose. And I've got a few things with me here. Still waiting on some stuff to come in. We're waiting on some 44 caliber round balls, which will be the actual projectiles we'll be using. And we're actually waiting on some black powder. And you know, I got to talking about, you know, we're probably going to make our own. You know, I've got with a couple other YouTube channels, and you know, and I'll try to put some links in the video if you guys wanted to get a jump on this. Maybe, you know, if you were kind of interested to see what was going on, I'll put some links to those videos to kind of show you the basis, show you what these guys did, what I'm going to attempt to do sometime in the near future, because true black powder, according to my research, about the last known factory for black powder, true black powder, not Pyrodex, not you know, 777. That's not real black powder. It's like black powder, but it's not. But the actual last known black powder factory announced in October, I believe around the 21st of October, that they had some problems with their factory. And versus trying to fix them, versus trying to go in and do something with them, they decided that, you know, we're gonna do away with it. We're gonna get rid of it. You know, we're not gonna. It's not worth their time. And you know, I think it's a huge mistake. Because the reason I say that is because actually looking for some of the stuff to actually fire this black powder pistol, you know, you have to have percussion caps. This is a percussion cap style pistol. And you know, with that being said, I couldn't even find the percussion caps myself. Nobody on the internet or anywhere on the internet has them. They don't exist right now. They've been hoarded up. They've been bought. They're gone. Luckily, I have found a workaround for that too, and that's still on the way. But I'll share with you guys that too here in just a minute. But some of the things you're going to need, first off, like I said, I want to unbox these as I go, if I can. This is made by CVA. This is a cylinder flask. And now what this is actually for, as you can see, you unscrew it right here. This is what holds your powder. And as you can see right here, you've got a coil spring type mechanism with a lever and it actually unscrews. What's nice about it is it unscrews from both ends. So basically you got a hollow brass tube here, and you can see right here, and you can see as I open this, as you pull it this way, it allows a powder here. And this is almost, I'll have to measure it to see, but this should actually, once you hold your finger over the end, you open it up and you get a shot of black powder in this small funnel piece here. It should be almost the perfect charge for this pistol that I'm getting ready to unbox. But that's one thing you gotta have. You gotta have a place to store your powder, Pyrex, whatever you're gonna use. You gotta have a place to store it dry. Next thing you gotta have, this is very important, probably one of the most important things that you need. This is called, and it's from Thompson Centerfire. It is what they call bore butter, and I'd never really messed with it, never heard of it. And I've shot a lot of 50 caliber single muzzle loaders, done a lot of muzzle loader hunting. But the main purpose for this is actually to lube the barrel, to keep you shooting consistently, to keep the barrel clean, keep foulings out of the barrel. But not only that, in these revolvers, you've got 6 cylinders loaded at the same time, and you don't want to take a chance of powder jumping from cylinder to cylinder, because you'll have what they call a chain fire, and that's where you have the cylinder next to the one you're trying to shoot go off, or possibly 2 or 3 at the same time, and that's not a good situation. So after I, and we'll test fire this as soon as everything comes in. I'll have a video of that too, but this will go in very last. The very last thing, this will go in the cylinder. And what this will do is it'll basically act like a grease plug for the cylinders to keep any of that black powder from jumping and igniting the next cylinder over. So like I said, this is one of the most crucial pieces that you need for this. And like I said, we're still waiting on the 44 round balls, as I mentioned earlier, and we're still waiting on the powder. Caps, I actually found some that I had put up, which were in good shape on those. But as I mentioned, you cannot find them right now. If you're having that problem, I suggest you take a look at, and this is something you're interested in doing, I suggest you take a look at 22lrreloader.com. And, I had seen this on YouTube a little bit, kind of interested myself, and this is a company that sells a number 10 percussion cap. Now you have different sizes percussion caps, and the most common is number 10 and a number 11. And we're going to try to use, I've got some number 11s, we're going to see how they fit on this pistol, but the pistol actually really calls for number 10s, a little bit smaller. But I found this company, and they, the 22lrreloader.com, they offer basically a tag, or like a stamp and a die. It's really like a die cutter. And what you do is, we drink soft drinks, energy drinks, everybody's got a aluminum can laying around. You cut the top of the aluminum can off, the bottom of the aluminum can off, and you roll it out flat, and you'll have a flat sheet. You can take this die and cut percussion caps, and I got mine for a size number 10. You can cut size number 10 percussion caps, and it'll stamp them out of this aluminum sheet, out of a pop can. Now, they also sell, which I'm going to play around with this too, they also sell the powder, the mix agent. And it's a 2-part mix agent, and we'll go through all that. I'll give you guys a detailed video on that. But you mix, long story short, you mix up the solution. You put the solution inside the aluminum percussion cap you just made with your die and your soda can. You add 1 drop of acetone to it, and you leave it setting for 24 hours, and voila, you've got a percussion cap. I've also looked into and was told, and I'm going to try this too. I'm very interested in this. I know a lot of you guys remember the old roll style cap busters from when you were a kid. Not the round ring ones, but the roll style, the red ones that had the little black dots of black powder that fired off. Word has it, you can also use one of those to make your percussion cap. And we're going to give them both a try, and we're going to see what's better, what works the best, what's the easiest. So we'll do that. But anyway, enough of that. On to the gun. So what we have here, guys, is a Pieta. Now, Pieta, and I believe it's Urbita. I'm trying to pronounce this right. Somebody tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. But Pieta and Urbita is the top two Italian remanufacturer, or you know, however you want to say that, to reproduce these guns. You know, they make replicas. There you go. They're the top two manufacturer of these guns anymore. And what we have here is a Pieta. As I said, it's modeled after an 1851 U.S. Navy Marshall Colt. Now, I ordered this from Midway.com, and got a lot of stuff from Midway. Highly recommend them if you're looking for a place to, you know, order guns, or a place to, you know, order supplies, reloading supplies. So, with that being said, the only thing that's kind of a downer to me is this is not authentic as it could be. And it was my fault completely, because in 1851, a little history lesson for you guys, there wasn't a 44 caliber. There was a 36 caliber. 36 caliber would have been authentic, but I wanted a 44 caliber. I really liked and enjoyed the octagonal barrel, the design, the 44 caliber aspect, because we may do a little varmint hunting with this too. But very nice setup. So what you're going to get here is you're going to get you know, a basic styrofoam box, pretty nice for what it is. And I want to say this gun retails, time you figure shipping and everything, well, and as of right now, they were on sale around Christmas time, about $300. But you get your manual, and you know, hold on to this, don't throw none of that away, because regardless of how much you think you might know or how easy you think this might be, there's still some steps and details that you need to pay close attention to, like how much can your gun actually handle as far as a charge, a powder charge. How much can you put in your gun without it becoming dangerous, because this can turn dangerous real quick, you know, if you don't respect it. You also have, you know, load and shooting instructions, safety notifications or import notices, you know, and this right here, and then this is something we'll get into too a little bit more down the line, but I'll talk about this. You know, this talks about, the sheet right here talks about replica firearms, and what I ordered, because it was really pretty. I liked it, and I didn't really know a lot about this myself, but this gun is actually a brass frame gun. Now, with that being said, kind of happy about that, kind of not, because a brass frame is not as tough as a steel frame. And you can get from Midway for sure, and from Pieta, I mean, wherever you want to order. It doesn't have to be from Midway, but you can get whatever style you want. You can get a steel or you can get a brass, but they were running a sale on these brass ones, and it's a very good introductory gun. Don't let anybody tell you that. You know, a lot of people say, well, the brass guns were junk. No, the replicas and reproductions that they made in the 40s to the 70s and into the late 80s, early 90s, yeah, they weren't as nice. And they have a term of what they call shooting loose. And what happens is, and I'll show you right here as we unbox the gun, but I mean, it's really nice. So actually, you get it covered in oil, which is a good thing for black powder. Black powder you have to keep extremely clean. Corrosion is And I don't care if you're using real, I don't care if you're using Pyrex. Me personally, in my opinion, Pyrex will corrode one faster, but it's going to do the same. You have to keep it really clean. But so here we have our 1851. As you can see, it is a octagonal barrel, single post bead sight. Cool thing about these guns, and most of them was this way. Let's see if I can get you guys to see if I can show you guys this, but I don't know if you can see right here, but let's do this right here. The back sight was actually notched into the hammer, so you're going to line this back sight up with your front bead, and that's just, to me, that's cool technology that you don't see. I've never seen this until I actually started looking at these. Never seen another gun like this. So what we have here, and as I said, brass frame. As you can see, all brass. Now the gun picture on the box steel frame. Has a brass trigger guard, but still a steel frame gun. This is all brass. And what I meant earlier by shooting loose is, and we'll go into depth more on breaking the gun down and all that in the next video when we go to shoot it. But as you fire this gun, especially with a heavier charge, you know, I've heard a lot of people say with a lighter charge, it's not really going to affect it that much. That's true. But a heavier charge, as you fire this gun a whole lot, and as I said, you know, as years went on, and in the modern era these replica pistols and reproductions have gotten so much better. But you have this action of as the bullet goes through this barrel, it wants to push the barrel this way, obviously. So the barrel wants to go this way. But, as Newton's law would have it, for every reaction there's an equal opposite reaction. The cylinder wants to go this way. So the barrel wants to go this way, the cylinder wants to go this way. And eventually, and we're talking years and years and years of abuse and heavy loads, and this is why people don't like the brass frames as much, you're going to receive a gap right here. Now you can see this gap, I don't know how well you can see it, but this gap's real tight. Really, really tight gap. But as we go farther into depth, we'll kind of keep an eye on that and really just see what happens. But that gap will eventually get bigger due to the brass frame. The brass will actually stretch. The steel won't, the brass will. So like I said, that's a downfall to the brass, but that's the reason that, you know, nobody likes them as much. Overall, though, very happy with the gun, and like I said, we'll get into that. You know, we've got, cool thing about these two is in between each and every cylinder here, in between every nipple is what it's called, for your percussion cap to sit on. And I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see if I can get it to where you can see this. Let's see right here. Each one of these little holes right here, you have got a nipple for a percussion cap. And that lines directly over top of your cylinder where your ball and powder will sit. But in the in-between sections, the places where you don't have a percussion cap nipple, you have got a little bitty, and it's really hard to catch on this camera, but you have a little bitty tiny piece that comes off the cylinder. And if you see right here in the hammer, it's really kind of hard to see that too, but you've got a small slot cut on the bottom of this hammer. And the cool thing is the hammer will set on these little nipples in between the percussion nipples, in between cylinders, and that acts as a safety. Your cylinder cannot rotate. Your cylinder cannot move, and you don't have a loaded cylinder and a percussion cap with a live hammer sitting on it. And that's kind of the scary thing. You know, a lot of people, when they do these, I've seen You know, they'll load 5 cylinders, leave one empty, and they'll carry it on that empty. You can do that, whatever you feel comfortable with. You know, personally, me, I'm not going to carry this. This is not going to be a concealed carry. A lot of people, surprising number, I've heard, you know, do a full-on concealed carry self-defense videos. A lot of people care. I'm not going to do that. That's not what this is for. This is for fun. This is to, you know, take pride in my heritage. You know, a lot of people, like I said, will just load 5 though and carry. But, you know, for on the range, you know, plinking as they call it, target practice, I think this is perfect. Perfect safety myself. I feel completely 100% safe, you know, doing this. Anyway, the cool thing about this gun on how you load, and like I said, we'll get really into depth and all this stuff. Just bear with me as soon as I get some receive some shipping that I'm waiting on. But you know, you're going to end up half cocking it here. You know, you're going to end up half cocking it, and that's what they call a half cock right here. The hammer is slightly back. That gives you a full range with your cylinder. You can rotate your cylinder completely. But what we'll have here is we'll have our desired powder charge. And like I said, we'll get into all that too. It'll go in. Then our ball, our 44 caliber ball, which is actually a .451 to a .454, if you actually measure it out. And the reason that's being is because you need it to be just a little bit bigger than the cylinder, because you actually want to shave a little bit off those when you put them in there. And now what that does is when it shaves it off there, it makes it really tight and it gives it a gas seal, so you can get, you know, a good tight seal, because these guns, that's what they work off of, is how well they seal. But anyway, powder, ball will set on top. And the cool thing about these old guns is this is what they call a ramrod. You know, we'll get the ball put in, the ball will roll right underneath here, and check that out. It will pack it right down into the cylinder at the depth it needs to be. So, you know, that's cool. And then, you know, we'll get all that done, and then we'll go with we'll do all 6 cylinders, and then we will put our percussion caps over the nipples, and we will be ready to go. But like I said, you know, here's the unboxing video I promised. And as you can see, maybe you can get a good look at that, maybe. Kind of getting hard to get in the light there, but it does read right here, you know, made in Italy on my side by Pieta, but 44 caliber, black powder only. Like I said, this is not a modern load gun. But we'll get into breaking it down. You can remove the barrel, you can remove the cylinder, very easy. We'll get into all that, and we'll get into, you know, what it takes to shoot it a little bit later on. But stay tuned, and hopefully we'll get this bad boy up and going, and we can kind of show you guys something cool with this. But like I said, if you guys, you know, might be interested in this, like I said, Midway's got them right now for about $300. Very nice pistol. And as we get more in, we'll show you more. But guys, like I said, as always, you know, first and foremost, you know, remember us in your prayers. We always need prayers. And you know, like, comment, subscribe, you know, depending on you guys, you know, how well we do, you know, is all depending upon how much content we can give, and you know, how long and how much, you know, we can keep going and doing. So you know, comment, feel free to comment, subscribe, hit your notification bell, because I promise you're not gonna want to miss this. This is gonna be something. I'm very excited about it, and like I said, it's just gonna be a cool traditional heritage field day of shooting once we get everything that we're missing in. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in, and remember, just keep it outdoors.